When I moved from Florida to Texas, it felt like my whole life had been flipped upside down. My parents had separated, and my little brother Keno stayed with my dad in Florida. My younger siblings, Tanzania and Jamaica, stayed with my mom in Texas. I had to decide: stay comfortable in Florida, surrounded by bad environments and constant drama, or move to Texas for a fresh start, a chance to rewrite my identity. Choosing Texas wasn't just a change of address, it was a choice to step into responsibility. From the moment I arrived, I felt the weight of that choice. My mom was nurturing and hardworking, but I knew I needed to be a father figure for my younger siblings. I led by example, protected my family when life felt uncertain, and helped my mom financially, even going broke to keep the rent paid. I carried my struggles quietly because someone had to be steady when things got rough. I couldn't control my parents' divorce or the distance from my brother, but I could control my actions and mindset and my commitment to my family. That mindset came to life through an idea first taught over 2,000 years ago: the Stoic dichotomy of control. It's the belief that some things are within our control and some things are not, and that peace comes from focusing only on what's in our power. We can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond to it. Wrestling became the perfect arena to practice this. At the Wiley Invitational Championship, I faced a state qualifier in a match that was intense from start to finish. The referees missed points I had clearly earned and seemed to favor my opponent. I could have complained, let frustration take over, or mentally checked out. Instead, I embodied the stoic virtues of temperance and courage, staying calm, patient, and locked in. The match went into overtime, and when it came down to who wanted it more, I fought with a relentless drive and came out on top, winning the 165-pound division. That victory wasn't just about skill, it was proof that self-control under pressure wins battles. Work tested me in different ways. I didn't want a job at first, but when I started at Raising Cane's, I decided to be the best at it. There was a time where I was greatly tested to show how much I wanted to be the best at it. One night, two rappers came in joking around, and I went along with the fun, but another crew member made a joke about their jewelry being fake, trying to be funny, and the mood flipped instantly. They threw lemonade at me and my coworker before storming out. I had every chance to react with anger, to yell, chase them, or escalate the situation, but I stopped and thought, what would that solve? I couldn't control their behavior, but I could control mine. I cleaned up, regained my composure, and finished my shift. Later, I turned it into a teaching lesson for my coworker about treating customers with sensitivity. That was justice, doing what was right over doing what was easy. My faith has been another anchor. Prayer gives me clarity and peace of mind. I believe God sends signs and lessons, and when I learn them, I try not to repeat the same mistakes. It reminds me of memento mori, the Stoic idea that life is short and most problems are temporary in the grand scheme of things. That perspective makes it easier to let go of what I can't change. From a psychological perspective, I've chosen to live with the internal locus of control, the belief that my choices, not my circumstances, shape my life. I've been in situations where it would have been easy to blame my parents' divorce, financial struggles, unfair referees, or disrespectful customers. But I know that while what happens to you isn't always your fault, how you handle it is always your responsibility. My beliefs shape my feelings, which drive my actions, which create my results. Losses often motivate me more than wins, but both push me forward when I focus on the lesson, not the setback. Looking ahead, I know the same mindset will guide me in college and beyond. At Florida Agriculture and Mechanical University, otherwise known as FAMU, I'll keep up with my classes, clubs, social life, and job. I know there will be days I'm exhausted, days I don't feel like talking, and days I want to quit. But patience is the key. My plan is to earn my associate's degree in marketing at St. Petersburg College, then obtain my bachelor's and master's degree at FAMU. I also plan to bring a national wrestling title to FAMU, not just for myself, but to represent everyone who believes in me. The lesson I've learned is simple but powerful. When you focus on what you can control, you can move forward even in uncertainty. Ancient Stoics taught that mastering yourself is the path to freedom, and modern psychology agrees that responsibility fuels growth. Life will always throw unfair moments, setbacks, and challenges beyond your reach. But your actions, your mindset, and your discipline will always be yours to control. And those, I believe, are the tools to not just survive, but to win.